Welcome to Procrastinate-n-Play. My name is Marie, and today I need to finish the shopping district. I just need to decorate it, add the details in. I already did the path and moved the buildings and all of that, like all the terraforming's done. And then I also need to finish the coral reef area, which is gonna be pretty big because I'm trying to fit like most of the fish and sea creature models in that space. So that's gonna be massive. That's gonna take a while. Get ready for a really long speed build. And then along the way, if I catch any bugs, fish, or get a thought bubble, I will do that as well. Ew, gross. This rain's got my clothes all soggy. You could wring them out in a bowl and have soup that tastes like me. No thank you. I'm just fine. Here is the first speed build of this video. There will be two. I'm gonna go off on a little bit of a rant because I watched a YouTube video that YouTube recommended and it kind of pissed me off. So I thought the concept was really cool. This guy was looking at the first video that like really popular YouTubers ever posted. So I thought that was such a cool concept. But what pissed me off about it is that out of 30 YouTubers, he only had one female. And when he talked about her, he kind of it was disparaging, like he was negative. And you know, she's been problematic, so maybe that was deserved. But I just hate that he only included one female and he talked badly about her, so it pissed me off. And I think I'm sensitive to it because I am a woman in a male-dominated field. Like, I'm a woman in STEM, and I've had to deal with my fair share of issues. One time we were in a meeting, it was like a small group, maybe 12 of us, and we were sitting at this big conference table and looking at a PowerPoint, and I got there early because like that's who I am. I'm gonna get there early. I was working on something on my laptop and this professor came in and he was like, "Oh good, you have your laptop." And he just walked over and he plugged my laptop into the system, and then he plugged in his flash drive. Mind you, he hasn't asked me. He just like commandeered my computer. He just took it over. And then when he plugged in his flash drive, he was like, "I need you to open such and such file." And I was just like, oh my God. And then when the meeting started, he like never once asked me anything. He was just like, "Next slide. Next slide." He didn't say please. I don't think he had any idea what my name was. He just expected me to act as his personal secretary and show his PowerPoint for him. And it was just so rude the way that he didn't even acknowledge me or ask or say please or thank you, nothing. And I was really pissed off and I didn't say anything. And the reason I didn't say anything was because he is like the head of the program that I'm in. And so I just feel like because he's in such a position of power, I just didn't feel comfortable speaking up. And then in that same meeting, there was a female professor who wanted me to go to a particular website to show something, and she used my name and she said please. You know, she was like, "Oh, if you wouldn't mind, blah, blah, blah." Like, she was so nice. And I'm just asking for like common courtesy and acknowledgement and not to be treated so poorly. The way he treated me was just unacceptable and it pissed me off. And I feel like women in STEM deal with that kind of thing all the time. I really want to start a club on campus where it's like women in STEM dealing with men in STEM, and we just share our stories of what we've been through and we give each other advice and like talk it out. Because like I said, I didn't speak up, I didn't say anything, and I don't know what I could have done really, but it wasn't cool, right? That same week there was a conference on campus, and there was it was crazy because there was 5 guest speakers and one was sort of like featured, like she had won an honor and she was in the program as like the featured speaker. And then there was 3 other women and 1 man. And in the program, the man's his bio, his description was almost a full page, and the women's were all like a paragraph each, including the like featured award-winning guest speaker who was the real draw of the whole conference. And I just couldn't believe like his bio. It was just out of control. And then during the panel discussion, the moderator asked a question that you could tell was for that specific guest speaker, like the featured woman, because it had to do with her expertise. And the man just grabbed the microphone and started speaking. Whereas like everybody else, all the other women had been sort of passing the microphone down the panel to whoever would best answer that question. Because you could tell like some of these questions were for specific people. Like that question was about this woman's research. It was meant for her. And so then later, this woman, she was my hero, the man did it again. She basically just snatched the microphone from him and was like, oh, I'm just gonna pass this on down. And so the women took control of the panel. Since that man felt like he just had to answer every question and he wanted to talk first, they just started limiting him by passing the mic around and taking it away from him. It was awesome. Oh, he just rang the bell on the bike. That's the cutest thing I've ever seen. I didn't know they did that. Okay, this could be redemption for me. You guys didn't see it, but it was real bad. Can he get onto the plaza, or am I safe here? Wait, come back. Yeah, redemption. Whew, that always gets my heart rate racing. Alright, I'm on the hunt for those beetles that like to hang out on the palm trees. So I came to a Nook Miles Island because I'm going to do that thing where you just like destroy it. And then that way bugs will only spawn in certain places and you hopefully increase your chances. So in order to do it, you need to chop down all the trees. You have to pluck all the flowers so that the bugs won't land on the petals. And then you also break the rocks. Before I even finished destroying the island, the first bug I needed appeared. I was so excited. It did work. Oh, yes. Okay. Because I got so lucky, before I even finished the island, I was like, okay, this is gonna work. I'm gonna get all the bugs I needed. And I did catch a lot of cool bugs, but I caught that first bug within, I don't know, within 10 minutes. And then I probably spent another hour and a half and at least 4 nets and did not catch anything else that I needed. It was so sad. So last night I went to Nook Mile Island and just destroyed it, trying to get some of these bugs. And I read online that you could put your switch to sleep, and when you open it back up, even though it'll be the morning, you'll still be able to catch them. So now we're about to find out if it actually worked. It worked, guys, because look, that's the scarab beetle, and that's only supposed to show up at 11 p.m. So I don't have to destroy another Nook Miles Island. I can just keep working on this one. Oh my god, Reddit comes through once again. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. I'm sorry, Marley. I woke up the dog and I hit my leg on my desk. That scared me so bad. The stupid scorpions keep getting me. I'm so glad you guys didn't see the footage from yesterday because it was really bad. Okay, is it still here? Because now I'm scared. I was walking around so confident and now I'm terrified. Oh, I thought I had it. Ooh, what are they saying? Ugh, Sally and her stupid seashells gets me every time. Come on, Julia, please, one more time. I deserve another chance. Darling, no matter how many times you try, it's gonna end the same way. I'm gonna win and you're gonna lose. But if you'd like to suffer another humiliating defeat, who am I to stop you? Oh, hey, Marie. I've been having these tongue twister battles with Julia, and I've never won, not once. This is me we're talking about. But this time is different. I can feel it in my glutes. You don't have glutes, Sprocket. Watch this. I'm gonna crush her with my tongue foo. Good grief, Sprocket. Let's get this over with. I'll go first. Let's see your tongue tiptoe around this touchy topic. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have to read this and I'm gonna mess it up. How many books would Tom Nook cook if Tom Nook cooked his books? Oh, is Tom Nook committing accounting fraud? Ha, take that, my dear. Not bad at all, but I got this. Ready, set, go. How many nooks could a cookbook hook if Tom Nook nooked his? Poor Sprocket. Maybe if he had a real tongue. Surprise, surprise, I win again. Not again, I guess I've just got to train even harder. I know, from now on, I'm going to do 50 push-ups with my tongue. Okay? You've heard of six-pack abs? Well, I'm gonna have a six-pack tongue. Oh, Sprocket, I think the dumbbells have gone to your head. Julia, I agree. I love Julia. She's amazing. Guys, it never fails. I'm trying to build something and they are all in my business. Here is speed build number 2. This is the coral reef. So I had a little bit of terraforming to finish and then I started decorating and it took forever, as you guys will see. Well, actually you won't see because I shortened it for you. I ended up with over 9 hours of footage for the video today between the bug hunting and the terraforming and the decorating 2 different builds. So yeah, I had to cut a lot of footage out. I wanted to tell you guys more about this YouTube video that kind of pissed me off. So he featured 30 of the top YouTubers is what he said. And like I told you, 29 of them were men and 1 was a woman. It just doesn't make sense to me. So you know, his audience is probably mostly male, and so I get it if he had picked YouTubers that were the ones that his audience watched. And he did mention that a couple times, like, oh, I know you guys love this YouTuber, but he also picked people that his audience does not watch and that he doesn't watch. So for example, he talked about James Charles, and he even said like, oh, I've never watched his content, that's just not for me, you know, I don't really watch makeup content, makeup tutorials. And so, you know, even if he doesn't watch some of these female YouTubers' content, he could have mentioned them because he mentioned James Charles. Like, why not talk about Nikki Tutorials? You know, he also talked about a couple of content creators that don't really upload anymore, like David Dobrik. So why not talk about Jenna Marbles or Lily Singh or Liza Koshy? There are so many amazing female YouTubers with like huge subscriber counts that he didn't even mention. And some of the guys he talked about had, you know, like less than 10 million, so 5 or 6 million subscribers. And a lot of these women have way more than that. Like one of my favorites is Sophia Nygaard. If you've never watched her videos, I highly recommend. And she has over 10 million subscribers. So it's not like he was only picking the top of the top by subscriber count. He was picking guys. Like that's just what he chose, you know? Since he wasn't solely focusing on content that he or his subscribers watch, and since he was referencing YouTubers that don't really make anything new, like I don't understand why he couldn't mention some of these women. And like I said, the one woman that he did mention, he talked poorly about her. So it was just really frustrating. And I want to make Animal Crossing content, like that's what I'm passionate about, but this definitely made me want to make a video about female YouTubers, like the top 30 female YouTubers, and look at their first video that they ever published, because I think the concept of his video was really fun. Like I think it would be really cool to go back and look at some of these old videos and see how people have changed and progressed over the years. Like I think that's such a fun idea. I just did not love that he only chose men. And I guess that's his choice, but it does feel like YouTube is a bit of a boys club, and so I would love to have some females represented as well. That's all. Okay, rant over. Sorry guys. While I was doing this build, I was using a lot of the same item, but with different variations and different colors, and it was so annoying because in your pockets you can't tell what is what color. So then I just started putting them all down, like in the middle right here, so that I could see which one was which and pull it for what I needed. Are they talking? I flat out don't get how you wake up so early, Molly. How do you do it? Oh, there's no secret or anything. I just go to bed early. Bwahaha, you go to bed early? That's... Oh, you're serious? That's gonna be a no for me. Isn't there like an easier way? An easier way to wake up early? I don't know. What do you think, Marie? Drink coffee. Well, right now... Trying to finish this challenge, it's easy. Never go to sleep. It is silly. You're right, Molly. Now that could work. I'm already a night chicken. Why not just stay up forever? That's genius. Actually, Plunky, I do not recommend it. That's not good for you. You're right, Molly. Sleep is very important. Maybe mornings just aren't for you. Are you guys a morning person or a night owl? I'm turning into more of a morning person, but I used to always be a night owl. I'm just a villager magnet. Look at this. There's 4 of them hanging out right here, literally. Right in this one square. You guys, come on. Take it easy now. How much do you think you might look at yourself in the mirror during a day, Quackadee? Probably just when I get ready in the morning. I hardly ever check my reflection, but Phil here, well, oh girl, yeah, I know. He looks at himself all day long. I get it. Trust me. You're neglecting your poor mirror. I feel like my own must wait around all day to see me. Of course you do, Phil. That's why you have the throne. I don't think I like the idea of our reflections looking at us. Yeah, that is pretty creepy. You're right, Molly. Why not? I like to think that all the world's my stage. Maybe I just don't need an audience the way you do. She's like low-key insulting Phil, which I love. I didn't know she could be salty like that. You never expect it from the cute ones. She's looking at it. What do you think, Julia? You like it? I still need to decorate this little area right here, and these bushes are just here for down here. I have a whole bunch of flowers, and I had a whole bunch of bushes here to kind of go shopping as I decorated. So I need to do this little space, but over here I have the finished shopping district. So I wanted to keep it pretty rustic because I just didn't have a lot of space. I would have loved to have done like an ice cream shop and a flower shop. Because space was limited, I decided to keep it pretty simple. So I just have this one little stand, and then I kept, these bushes will not be in season for my dream address, so they'll just be green. I kept everything kind of red and white. So there's the Able sisters. Here's a new tree they're planting, you know, to try to get established. Couple little rustic benches to sit on. Back here we have some supplies for Nook's Cranny, and then the cliff up here is sort of a transition between the coral reef and this section. So I tried to keep, don't look too far over there. So I didn't put any sea creatures up there. I tried to keep the colors mostly neutral and didn't overcrowd it with things because, like I said, it's sort of a transition. So now I'm gonna go to nighttime and show you the coral reef. Okay, I time traveled to night, so now we can check out the coral reef. I wanted to have an entrance between the two sections, so I used this archway. I used a lot of the frozen items again just because they look so good at night and they're bright and colorful. I basically used every bright, colorful thing that I could for the coral reef. So I also made a little bit of an entrance right here from the airport, and throughout the coral reef, I've included as many fish models and sea creatures as I could fit. So you'll see them everywhere, even up here, like you can see the pufferfish right there. I decided I wanted to put the shark right in the middle, this whale shark, and I donated my spider crab to Blathers, so I might try to get another one from a Treasure Island, and I also kind of want to put it right in the middle, like maybe behind the whale shark. And then back here we have resident services. Guys, it does not make sense. I know. I guess apparently resident services is underwater. I don't know. I just had to create different habitats for these creatures, so it is what it is. I also put some gyroids in because I love the gyroids, so why not? And then up here you can see like there's the piranha, the moray eels. So I just included as many fish models as I could everywhere. So then you go back here. And I decided to close this part off from across the river, so that's going to be the tropical rainforest. So I put these partitions here to close it off, and then on the beach we just have even more models and pretty glowy things. Apparently Phil really likes it over here. So I pretty much have all of the fish models included at this point. I do still need to include some of the sea creatures. And there we have our great white shark. So that is the coral reef. The lag is gonna be real, guys. There's so many items in this little space. But I think it looks pretty cool. I like it at night, so I'm probably gonna have to do the dream address at night, just because there's so many pretty glowy things. Oh, another thing I added back here, I meant to do this when I did this build and I completely forgot. I added these bones. If you ever need to bury a body, this is the place to do it. Even the butterfly garden looks good at night. There's 2 lily of the valley up here. Not to brag or anything, but I definitely have 5 stars. I finished up a small build, the shopping district, and I finished up a massive build, which was the coral reef. So I still need to do the tropical rainforest, a little beach area on the far right side of the island. I need to get one more villager and finish getting all the bugs and fish. So there's a lot to do tomorrow, but I think the biggest build was the coral reef build. I don't think that the tropical rainforest will take as long because it's gonna be a lot of bugs and a lot of trees. I can't believe there's only one day left, but we will get it done. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.